Okay, there we go. Welcome to day 3 of the 21-day weight loss challenge. And today I really wanted to speak to you about movement. So, you may have heard the saying that motion is lotion for your body. 100%. The motion that we take every single day or lack thereof can have a profound impact on our health. So, with today's discussion, I wanted to share a little story. And it's about a pinky promise. I don't know if you've ever done a pinky promise, but a pinky promise is basically you take your pinky with someone else's pinky and you hook and he's like, pinky promise. Okay. This is a true story about a patient that I had several years ago. And I was really trying to encourage her just to start moving. She had diabetes, was overweight, chronically fatigued, a long list of medications. And of course, I had been touting the whole food plant based diet, but it seemed a bit overwhelming, and the struggle was very real for this person. But I mentioned to her, I was like, well, tell me what you are able to do. And she goes, I don't know if I can do anything. It's like, well, let's investigate that a little bit. Let's go back and determine where in your day that you can actually do a small walk. And she's like, I don't know when that can be. I was like, well, when are you outside every single day reliably? And she said, well, when I come home from work or I go to work, I go outside to my driveway and I get in my car and I go and I come. I was like, okay, so let's try this. When you pull into your driveway, you open the door to the car and you walk to the end of the driveway and back. And that will count as movement for your day. You can check it off your list. And how does that sound? She's like, are you serious? I'm like, absolutely. She goes, yeah, of course I can do that. So the verbiage started changing. She went from saying, I can't, I won't, it's overwhelming to, of course I can, I will, I am able to do that. And before she left, I said, okay, I know you think this sounds silly, but I need you to pinky promise with me that you will actually do this daily movement of walking down to the end of your driveway and back. And she's like, okay. And so we literally hooked our pinkies and said, pinky promise. Brought me back to the days of when I was a small child and I would pinky promise with my best friends about something. So, over the course of weeks to months, something really profound happened. She changed her personal narrative of what she was capable of doing because she just got started, right? So, this is what happened. She started with walking down to the end of the driveway and back. And within a few days, she's like, this is ridiculous. I can walk around the block. So she walked around the block. And she's like, no, I feel pretty good after that. I'm going to keep walking. And before you know it, there was a significant transformation in her overall health. And it didn't take years, it took weeks to months. She ended up losing 60 pounds, embracing a whole food plant based diet, and reversing her diabetes. And this was a woman, young woman in her 60s. So, how we speak to ourselves and just getting started is so very important. And that's why throughout this challenge, you're going to see some journaling prompts. And it's so important for you to explore the feelings around some hesitation or resistance that you may be feeling about doing a particular activity of the day. So there's that piece. I really wanted to share the mindset and how we speak to ourselves is such a powerful thing and can have profound change if given enough time and consistency. So today's challenge was literally about moving our bodies. So I'm going to pull that up here. And if of course, we all understand that movement is really important, but it plays a crucial role in like burning calories, building muscle, and of course, boosting your metabolism. Regular exercise can help your mental health, and it just reduces stress. It improves your mood, which makes it easier to do all the other things that we're going to be talking about: eating a healthy, whole food, plant-based diet, working on getting better sleep, hydration, so many things that we take for granted that are so simple, but we don't do on a consistent basis. And part of this challenge is really sitting down and understanding that these small efforts every single day can have a profound impact, even within a period of 3 weeks. So that's really important. Why I really want you to come back here and check in every day and see what the next challenge is. And if you can't make a day, there's always the replay. And of course, there's the PDF that you can download as well at drmarbus.com. But today, my challenge for you, my action step for you, is really a morning walk challenge. And before we get to the how, I wanted to speak to the positive things that can occur when you do a morning walk. For myself, when I take a morning walk, it's my time to just let my mind be curious and learn. I love listening to podcasts or stories and thinking about how I can implement those things to help my patients or share with you on my daily lives, because it's such an important piece to me that allows me to bring step in front of the world and have something to offer in my own spin on it. And sometimes people will ridicule it. That's okay. The message wasn't meant for them that day, but maybe they had a different message for a different person. That's all. It's all good. But the morning walk can be so refreshing because it sets the tone for your day. It sets your energy, it boosts your metabolism, it can help your sleep later, right? Because you're getting that morning sunlight. So when we think about it, the boosting metabolism increases your energy expenditure for the day. It's more likely to help you continue walking through the day because you're like, hey, I already started walking. Let's keep going. It improves your insulin sensitivity, right? So exercise, we know, can actually improve your insulin sensitivity. And you're already more insulin sensitive in the morning than you are in the later days, parts of the day anyway. So that's a very important piece when someone is struggling with their insulin resistance and other things. Of course, we have ongoing glucose masterminds that you can check out on the website as well. And I mentioned the mental health. I know that I set myself up for a positive impact for the day when I can do my morning walk because I'm stretching my body, I'm moving the body, I'm getting serotonin release. It's so important. So, just even a little bit of movement, it doesn't have to be a long walk, just even a 5 to 10, 15-minute walk will have profound effect. It also establishes a routine. It helps you remember that there's a consistency here that you can look forward to. And that helps you build other routines later in the day because that can be your anchor for other healthy activities. So, one of the most powerful things that I've found for patients to build in healthy habits is anchoring a new healthy habit to something that they already are doing. For example, I had a patient who I was really trying to encourage her to do more resistance type training. And she just felt overwhelmed at just a simple request to do something as simple as maybe sitting down and down up a chair or a squat. She didn't want to go to the gym. I was like, well, let's talk about what you already do on a daily basis. She goes, well, I make sure to get my coffee every single day. I was like, okay. And what do you do during that time? She goes, I wait for it. It takes about 5 minutes. I was like, okay, well, there's a counter in your kitchen. Yes. And she's like, yes. I was like, okay, let's start with push-ups against the counter. Just do 2. And she looked at me like, are you serious? Now, this would have been another moment for a pinky promise, but this was a virtual consult. So I was like, do you think you can do that? She said, yes, I can. So I put in my little note. She was going to do this. This was her challenge. And she came back and we continued to have great follow-up. She was doing very well. She goes, Dr. Marbus, you haven't asked me about my push-ups in like 2 months. I was like, oh, okay. Well, tell me about it. She goes, well, I went from doing 2 a day to now I'm doing 60 per day. And she goes, check out these guns. So to have someone who's, again, I think she was in her early 60s, feel confident and strong by starting with just doing simple push-ups off the counter is amazing to me. So this is where establishing something that's enjoyable and helpful with your day early in the day, such as a walking routine, can be a wonderful place to anchor other healthy habits. So just wanted to share that with you. Of course, I'm a big fan of bone health. Don't forget that. I do have some workshops that you can play back the recordings and the ebook all about osteoporosis, and weight bearing exercise like walking is one of those. So it improves your muscle and your bone health. So let's get back to our challenge for today is really you just want to choose the right time, right? So you want to go for aiming in the walk in the morning that would work for you. And if it's too cold or dark outside, maybe you have a treadmill, or you can just even walk in place, doing some kind of movement inside or outside, preferably outside so you can get that natural light, or you can do it in front of a window with natural light. But just understand that's an important to get moving in that first part of the day. You want to set a brisk pace so that you're sure that your heart rate is up at a moderate level, so that when you are actually speaking, it'd be a little bit hard to finish a full sentence. That's about where you want to be. And again, if there's some days that you don't feel like going at that brisk pace, that's okay too. At least you're out there and you're moving. You want to make sure you stay hydrated. So make sure you get some water, because you've been fasting literally all night. So drink some water before you get started. Sometimes people may want to take a little snack beforehand, and that's fine. There's no right or wrong way to do this as long as we're moving. And wear comfortable gear. Make sure that you're feeling well and comfortable. Set it out the night before so it's a visual prompt to tell you, oh, I'm walking this morning. This is my new habit for the morning. And you have it all set out, your clothes, your socks, your shoes, and you just get started. Even if it's just putting on your shoes and everything, walking out the door, walking to the end of the driveway and back. Remember, that went on to be a 60-pound weight loss and reversal of diabetes. Incredible. I've learned so much from patients. I could not be the same human if I didn't have these incredible patient encounters. Again, think about exercise preferences. If you can't or don't want to walk, what else can you do? Is there chair yoga, some kind of movement that you can do on a regular basis in the morning? That's okay too. Walking, I just know that many people can and will be able to do that. Again, it's getting outside into the sunshine and getting that light, and the benefits of setting yourself up for a good circadian rhythm so that, 16 hours later, you're ready to go to bed. That's about what's happening there. There's a whole physiology about that. But again, I just really wanted to speak to the importance of getting movement in the regular day. Okay, so here is some of the prompts for the journal entry today. So what are your initial emotions, right? So how did you feel before starting your walk? Were you motivated, reluctant, neutral? During the walk, what were your thoughts and feelings about your walk or during your walk? Did you enjoy the activity, or did it feel like a chore, right? Post-exercise reflection. How did you feel after completing the walk? Did you notice any changes in your mood or energy levels? Barriers to exercise. Are there any obstacles that make your regular exercise challenging for you? How might you address these barriers? And then, of course, we can speak to, again, different exercise preferences. Maybe you didn't want to do the walk, or it's painful for you. Maybe you can do something else, swimming, yoga, a recumbent bike. There's so many things you can do with movement. You could do resistance training with bands. You could go to a gym. You could go play pickleball, whatever that is for you. Just trying to incorporate some early in the day movement, because as we all know, later in the day, when we're more fatigued, we're more stressed, and there's so many things that can happen later in the day that will basically navigate us away from our daily exercise. That's so very important. So please remember to download the PDF and the journal. And if you can't make a day, all the prompts are there. But this journaling piece is so important. Your personal narrative and understanding the emotions and the effects of this are so critical for your success. Remember, weight loss is just going to be a byproduct of doing all these other smaller things for 21 days. Of course, I want you to see weight loss, because that's why people are listening and setting up a time to do these activities. But I'm hoping you find something, even if it's just one or two of the days, really resonate with you, and you start moving even further into a healthier journey for you. So I hope you found that helpful, and I will be back probably later today. I have another idea for another thought. But anyway, I'll see you back tomorrow for day 4 of this 21-day weight loss challenge. Have a great day, everyone.